into your body. Just noticing anything that's holding you back from really coming into an awareness in your body this morning. And see if you're able to set that aside, getting rid of all of the expectation, any judgment, any goals you have, and just to allow yourself to just show up as you are. Just coming to your practice as your complete self, with all your flaws, all your imperfections, coming with forgiveness and compassion. We're going to come into our meditation after this, but I just want you to take this moment to just find any sense of openness or vulnerability through this pose. And if you're not ready for that, you can keep that tucked away. If you feel comfortable just exploring pieces of that, just notice the vulnerability of this pose and kind of this calling out an openness of our hearts. Take a few more moments. And roll to your right, just hugging the head and the arm, pulling the knees into the chest, and coming into this place of internal safety. Just holding yourself close. And use your hands to gently lift yourself up, just taking that blanket into a seat as we head into our meditation this morning. You can take any props that help you feel more comfortable and place the hands to the knees or together right down the middle. And just noticing if you can find comfort in the spine, just noticing the stacking of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head and support of the pelvis. Start to resonate on what came up for you when you were laying on that blanket. Whether it was a sense of being vulnerable and finding openness, or whether it was a sense of just wanting to stay protected in our bodies. And neither is wrong or right. We're just coming to that awareness, that neutral observation. keeping that in the back of your mind, just notice the movement of the natural breath. And the security of the breath, knowing that it's there for us one breath after another. Whether that's in our openness, whether that's in our need to stay protected in our bodies. And the breath is just a constant force of stability. Just coming back to the breath, when you can, coming back to that awareness when your mind wanders. And just gently encouraging yourself back over and over again. Gradually start to bring the breath in a little bit deeper, finding more intention in the way you breathe. Noticing the breath coming all the way from the bottom of the belly, through the ribs and the chest, and the back of the throat, and then all the way back down. Maybe imagining this expansion of the breath even to the whole outside of our bodies and through our arms all the way down to our fingertips. Noticing the sturdiness of that breath. Again, just imagining it moving all the way through the belly to the outside of the belly, through the ribs, wrapping all the way around to the spine, through the chest and the shoulders down to the fingertips, the back of the neck, all the way through even the crown of the head, just lifting you up in stability. And keeping a hold of that breath, you're just going to start to fold forward, just walk the hands forward. So if your legs aren't crossed, go ahead and give them a cross, and then you'll walk the hands as far forward as you need to. Let this be not perfect, but just notice what you feel. Maybe feeling the expansiveness of the breath all the way through the back, the kidneys, the shoulder blades. And then walk the hands back up and gently switch sides. Walking the hands out when you're ready. And again, just observing what you feel, allowing this to be imperfect. Maybe even relaxing the head and neck and shoulders. Start to walk the hands up and just take the legs in front of you. You can take the blanket out, bring the hands behind, just rest into the wrist for a moment and have a little rock side to side with the knees. And then go ahead and grab your ball. Come onto your back. So let me show you for a second. We're going to get the low back here. So that curvature of the low back, we'll start on one side. We'll go up to the QL, which is just about an inch above. And we'll go over to the other side and up to the QL. Okay? So go ahead and come onto your back. Bend the knees, feet flat. You'll find the curvature of the low back and go right inside. It should be to the outside of the spine. And just kind of mess around, fidget until you find a spot that feels like it might need some love. And then you can stay as you are or pull a knee into the chest. Right away, just relaxing the neck and shoulders. Using the hands and the arms just heavy and natural to hold the knee. And then if you'd like, you'll take a little rock to the right and back to center. And to the right. Finding that slow movement. Maybe adding in the constant of the breath. Maybe the next time you rock to the right, just hang out there for a moment. Breathe into whatever sensation you're feeling. And then come back to center, plant that right foot and just roll the ball up about an inch, maybe an inch and a half. And again, just kind of feel around, fidget until you find a spot that may need a little bit of release. And then pull that knee into the chest. Notice how this feels. And then start that rock to the right and back. Maybe the next time you come to the right, just hold there. Breathe into whatever sensation you're feeling. Come back to center, plant that right foot and come into a twist to the left. You can hold on to the ball with your hand. I just want you to notice what you're feeling. Come to center, we'll switch sides, so finding that curve of the low back, placing that ball right underneath to the outside of the spine, about a half an inch to an inch, and just messing around, fidgeting until you find a nice spot. And then you can hold as is and just kind of breathe down into the ball, or you can take your knee into your chest and start a little movement to the left and back. And right away, notice if there's any difference in the sides. And again, just noticing, not judging. Pressure into the ball. Come back to center and go up just about an inch, inch and a half, until you find again another spot that feels a little bit of pressure, just holding onto that knee. You can stay here, you can add that little sway, side to side, to the left to back. And the next time you get to the left, if you want to hang out there for a moment, again, just breathing into that sensation down into the ball. And then come back to center. You can set your ball aside, make sure you keep it somewhere safe. And then bring your legs over to the right, coming into that twist. Again, just noticing. And then come back to center. You're gonna set your feet hips width apart. Hands can come down by the sides. And then what I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about a tiny little tuck with the sit bones. So try and avoid the tuck with the tailbone, but think about where your sit bones are and think about if you had a finger right underneath your sit bones, if you can imagine crunching your finger. And then press down into the heels, and keeping that crunch of the sit bones, just lift your hips up an inch or two. And see with the hips lifted if you can crunch a little bit more. Again, not tucking the tailbone, so it's very subtle. And then maybe you lift the hips a little bit more. Maybe the sit bones are able to crunch in. And then just hold. Notice if this feels different than it normally does. And notice the sensation you're feeling on the lower glutes. Taking a few breaths here. And then go ahead and release. We're going to try that one more time. So pressing into the feet, finding a little bit of the crunch of the sit bones, pushing down into the feet as you lift the hips an inch or two, crunching in even more, lifting the hips a little bit more. We crunch a little bit more, lift the hips a little bit more. And you're gonna either stay and hold, or you're gonna walk your right knee into your chest, and then bring the right foot down and walk your left knee into your chest. Bring the left foot down and right and left. And just keep walking. Notice if the supporting leg is able to keep that subtle crunch without tucking the tailbone. Do just a couple more. One more on the left. And then release. Find a happy baby or grab the outsides of the shins. And then we'll rock from side to side, pressing that low back down. Maybe the head rocks side to side. And then we're gonna find eagle legs. You cross your right leg over your left. Don't worry about hooking the foot. You can if that feels comfortable. And then eagle arms, so left under right. Now you can always choose to come out of the eagle arms and just interlace the hands and drop the hands or the head into the hands for support. You'll use your thumbs on the side of the neck. And then on the inhale, we're gonna reach the toes forward, reach the arms back. See if you can tap the ground full. Exhale, crunch it. Inhale, reach and tap. Exhale, crunch it. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhale. And keep going with the breath. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, rest. You can take a happy day if you like. And then go ahead and switch sides, crossing the left leg over, right arm under, or interlacing the hands and supporting the head. On the inhale, reach the toes forward, hands behind. Exhale, bridge. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Trying to notice that wrap around of the core all the way through the spine, so we're not lifting up through the low back. You have 4 more. Last 2. And then release, stretch the feet forward, stretch the arms behind. Interlace the fingers, either rock back and forth or roll over to the side and use the hands to lift yourself up. Coming into tabletop position. And we'll start with a couple of cat-cows just to stretch the belly. So come into a cow here as you drop the belly, open up the chest and hold. Have the belly lightly supported, rock dumping into the low back. And then hold the belly underneath and round through the spine, push the ground away. And then inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, pull it away. And then come to neutral. We're gonna do some scapular push-ups here. So you'll keep the arms as they are, but you're gonna start to squeeze the shoulder blades in. So at this point, the belly stays supported. We're not doing this, okay? So the belly's gonna stay firm. You're gonna pretend like you're squeezing the shoulder blades together on the inhale, and then on the exhale, you're gonna push away, feeling that underside of the armpits. So inhale, squeeze, exhale, push. Okay, so coming to tabletop, pushing the ground away first to support the belly, and then inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, exhale, push away. Inhale, squeeze, exhale, push away. Try and squeeze without dropping the belly, so we're keeping the belly nice and supported, and arms are gonna stay straight the whole time. So squeeze, arms stay straight, exhale, release. Think about if I walked around and put my finger right in between your shoulder blades. On the inhale, you're squeezing my finger, and on the exhale, you're pushing it off. And take a few more rounds. Seeing if you can tune into the sensation. There might be a few areas. Let's do 3 more. And then see where you are, tuck the toes. You're gonna push into the ground to stabilize the shoulder and lift the knees up an inch. Use the belly, push the hips back, and slowly lift up to down dog. If you need to adjust, you can. When you bicycle the heels side to side, nod the head, yes and no, whatever feels comfortable. And then gaze towards the hands, take an inhale. On your exhale, just walk all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, soften the knees as you lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale. Bend the knees, dive to the toes, exhale. Inhale, lengthen, keep the knees soft. Plant the hands, step to plank and hold. Knees up or down. Push the ground away. Start to shift forward and smile the clavicles forward. Slowly bend those elbows, stop, and then drop your belly. Drop the forehead down, untuck the toes. Scoop the shoulders up and back as you lift up cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes down, dog. Take a couple breaths. And then on your inhale, lift the heels, gaze forward, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen, inhale. Plant the hands, step to plank. Shift forward, knees up or down. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, heels lift up, glance forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive right back down to the toes. Inhale, lengthen. Plant the hands, step, or if you want to hop to chaturanga, you can hop back. Shift forward through your vinyasa. Great. And meet in down dog. We're going to do two more right away. Inhale, set it up. Exhale to the top, walk or hop. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive to the toes. Inhale, lengthen. Take your vinyasa or skip it. You can go straight to down dog or child's pose at any time. And then right away, inhale, set it up. Exhale to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive to the toes. Inhale, lengthen. Plant the hands and take your vinyasa. Take a couple breaths, maybe a child's pose. And then inhale, set it up. On your exhale, you're gonna walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and then go ahead and bend the knees and come into chair pose. I want you to sit up a little higher here. So knees are slightly bent, our chest is lifted up nice and tall. We're gonna take the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers. Try and squeeze the palms together and then roll the shoulders back. You can keep the elbows bent, they don't have to go straight, and we wanna avoid locking them out. And then shift back onto the heels and spread those toes. And then think about the opening of the chest. Maybe go a little bit deeper. Take 2 more breaths. And then you're gonna dive and fold, keeping the arms as they are. So again, soften those elbows. And then let the hands fall forward if they have the space. Noticing the activation in the shoulders here. And then go ahead and release. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, take the vinyasa, or go straight to down dog. Sweep the right leg to the sky. You're gonna bend the knee and open up the hip. And I want you to see if you can do it while keeping that right shoulder square to the mat. And then think about driving that knee up to the sky. And then stretch that leg back and away, square the hip down, flex through the toes, gaze forward, step that foot all the way up. Drop the back knee, and just hang out here for a little bit. So you might have to walk that right foot forward, just getting a nice stretch through the left quad and hip flexor, maybe walking the hands up the leg, maybe reaching the arms up, whatever feels comfortable here. And then replant the hands, firm that back knee off, and come light onto your fingertips. Now pull your right hip back to really square through the hips. And then you're gonna reach your arms forward, hovering the chest. Take a breath. And then lift up, crescent pose. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Again, palms together, roll the shoulders down, keep the elbows soft. Take an inhale. And then exhale, come halfway forward. Drop the hands and take your vinyasa or go straight to down dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Keep that left shoulder square and think about driving the left knee up to the sky. Gaze forward, square the leg, flex through the toes. Step that foot all the way up. Drop your right knee. And then you can hang out here. You can take the hands to the top of the thigh. You can reach the hands forward, just feeling that openness through the right side. And then replace the hands, firm that knee off. Come light onto your fingertips, engage the belly, and reach the arms forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lift up. Take the hands behind the back, go the awkward way with the interlacing of the fingers. And then again, find that squeeze of the palms, open the chest. Belly firm. Come halfway forward. And then release the hands. Take the vinyasa or straight to down dog. Okay, we're gonna play with a couple hops here. So if you wanna skip this part, you can stay in down dog or come into child's pose. If you wanna try a couple hops, you're gonna lift the heels, gaze forward, and then try and kick your glute or your heels, your glutes, and then come back. Make sure when you land in down dog with knees bent. Good, gaze is forward, arms are straight. And take one more hop or step to the top of the mat, and we'll meet at the front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, chair pose. And then go ahead and bring chest to thigh, arms like wings. Reach the arms forward. Flex the hands back. Take a couple breaths. And then you're either gonna straighten and fold or plant the hands, knees to the backs of the arms, start to shift forward into your Bakasana. Maybe take a try or two. Once you're done with Bakasana, you'll straighten and fold as well. Inhale, lengthen. Plant the hands, vinyasa or down dog. Right leg lifts up, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Come to crescent, inhale.
Interlace the hands behind the back. This is optional at this point if you want to just take the hands to the heart. Squeeze the palms, lift the chest. On your exhale, come halfway forward and then come into your Divasana. So find that balance, that squaring of the left hip. Keep the chest lifted, hands can come to the heart. And then keep the arms as they are, come to standing, knee into chest. Back to Divasana. Back to chest to thigh, crescent, and then reach the arms up. Plant the hands, and let's just go straight to down dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step the foot through. Come into crescent. Hands behind the back or hands to the heart, go the awkward way. Squeeze the palms, lift the chest. Come halfway forward. Come into Divasana. Square through that hip. Come up to standing, knee into chest. Come back into Divasana. Back to chest to thigh, crescent. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Plant the hands, down dog. Right away, right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Crescent, inhale. Hands to the heart or hands behind the back. Lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, come halfway forward. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, knee into chest, come to standing. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, chest to thigh, crescent. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Plant the hands, down dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Crescent, inhale. Hands behind the back, awkward way. Exhale, lift. Chest to thigh. Warrior three, Divasana. Come to standing, knee into chest. Warrior three. Chest to thigh. Crescent, inhale, sweep the arms. Plant the hands, down dog, one more round. Right leg lifts. Step the foot through. Crescent, let's just have our hands at the heart for this one. Exhale, halfway forward. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, come to standing. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, chest to thigh, crescent. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Crescent, inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, come to standing. Inhale, Divasana, warrior three. Exhale, crescent, halfway forward. Inhale, plant the hands, take a child's pose. Deep breaths. Just taking a moment to notice what you're feeling, including all of the imperfections, and just allowing that to be okay. We're going to set up for dolphin. So you can take parallel forearms here, or you can take fingers crossed, interlaced. That one's going to be a little bit more accessible. So parallel forearms, you really want to think about wrapping the triceps to the back. It's going to help keep the elbows in place. And then same intro into dolphin is down dog. We're going to push into the elbows, firm the knees off an inch, push the hips back, and then keep the hips where they are and slowly extend the legs Maybe the legs don't go straight. Keeping this long line from the crown of the head all the way back to the hips. And then really pushing through the elbows to think about activating those lats underneath the armpits, right below on the sides of the body. Take 2 more breaths. And then drop the knees, child's pose. Another round coming up. Arms parallel or fingers together. Tucking the toes, lifting the knees an inch, pushing the hips back, coming into dolphin. You can stay where you are, or we'll do 10 dolphin push-ups, gazing forward, nose over thumbs. Inhale, exhale, shift back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, rest, child's pose. And then last round, coming into dolphin, choosing which stance you want to take with your arms and your hands. You can always skip this and stay in child's pose as well. So we're going to tuck the toes, firm the knees off an inch, push the hips back, lifting up. You can stay, do dolphin push-ups, or if you want to take a couple kick-ups, you're going to lift the leg, gaze forward, take a couple hops. Switch sides, lift the other leg, take a couple hops, use the exhale. You okay, Gina? And then both legs down, take a breath, rest and child's pose.